Hello. This is the video for teaching you how to draw the garage door handle from lesson 4A. I've already drawn portions of this object using the polyline command. One dimension is not labeled in the directions, and that's the thickness of the part. To determine the thickness of the part, you will have to do the following steps, which you see in step number 5, determining the thickness of the part. Looking at our drawings, we see two radiuses of 1/4 and 7/16. You will need to draw two circles of 1/4 and 7/16, and then measure the difference between them. So I'll measure the distance between the two, and I would get 3/16. That'll be the thickness of the part. So the height of this is 2 minus 3/16, or as you gathered by now, 1 and 13/16. Alright, so let's begin. I'll use the offset command first, set it to 3/16, and offset this object down. Then I'll use the fillet command and fill it with two different radiuses, fill it with two different radii. The exterior fillets are all 7/16, and the interior fillets are 1/4. When you pick the fillet command, hit the down arrow, choose radius first, and set your first radius. I'll do the 7/16 first, and then fillet all four sides on the exteriors of the garage door handle. I'm hitting enter with my keyboard to repeat the command. You could also right click or repick the command itself. Now to fillet the other four parts, I have to change the radius, so I will activate the radius first and change it to 1/4, and then repeat this 3 more times. From here, continue drawing the rest of the features according to the steps. I will get back to you shortly. So now I need to draw the symmetry symbol. It's going to be about 1/8 tall. Check my measurements of this rectangle I drew. Alright, so I'll draw some lines in about that height. Just bring this up here. I think I see it. Let me explode everything. Get rid of all this stuff I don't need anymore. And there's my symbol. That denotes symmetry, so it belongs over here. So I shall move that from the midpoint to here, roughly right there. I could turn on nearest, I guess. Make sure it's directly on the object. Nearest allows me to do that. There's nearest right here. Alright, so I'll be notating that as I dimension the drawing. I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, now that most of the dimensioning is placed, I want to explain to you why things are where they are. The location of the two holes will be at the same corner, unlike you see on the drawing where it's split into two parts. It's best to keep them both on the same corner. I need to dimension the depth of the part and place that as well. This distance was 1/2 of an inch away. This is going to be 3/4 of an inch away. And if it's too close, as you see sometimes where the midpoint of an object line, the midpoint of extension line and the dimension line do intersect, you just pull it back further. the notation of symmetry implies that this information on the right will be the same as the left. However, you have to be explicit with the holes. The dimension of the holes already been placed. You can add text to the dimensions by right-clicking, going to Properties, and as the Properties window loads, there's a section there for you to add more text. So let's look for that by scrolling through. Make this larger so it can be read. In this section here called prefix and suffix, we're going to add text in the suffix section indicating that there's two holes. So I would just need to type in capital X space 2, and that's basically it. Click outside, hit the escape key. That means there's that many. I forget that there's no spaces. I had to put that space in, so let me get that in there. And there it is, legible like that. That was a leader line. I used the leader command to draw that right here. And we had to describe the fact that the fillet radiuses apply in more than one location. Another way to add text is to double click here, and you'll get this nice feature where you can type in text and typing it directly on the screen. So we need to place that in a few locations. Never seen these features before. It's kind of nice to have that. I have an issue right there with regards to the words and the extension line overlapping, so I will need to move this to accommodate that. And right here. I believe that's all of our dimensions. Let me verify. Yes, it is. Now we got to do what it says here to do in paper space. I'll close this window. I'll click on paper space. My title block is there from a previous drawing. I would update the title. I don't know my scale as of yet. And everything else you see here. So let's see if 1XP works. So I will click inside my viewport. Type in Z enter, E enter to center the drawing. And then Z enter, 1XP enter to check the scale. Strength just a little bit. I'll go to PS. I will go to my print settings and see if all of my text is within the title block. A lot of new features with this new program. I'll leave it there to see what that is. This probably is the right one. Extents, 1-to-1, center the plot, monochrome, apply to layout preview. Everything fits. But let's say it did not fit. Let's say that the words were off this viewport and you couldn't see them. Then I would go here and make some adjustments by bringing my text in closer to accommodate that problem. Click back inside the viewport, Z enter, E enter, Z enter, 1XP enter, PS enter. If you can't see yellow very well on white, you can simply just change your text of dimensions from yellow to white, and then they'll appear, and that'll be easier for you to see before you go to a print preview. From here, I will print it. In your case, save the file and then place it in Canvas for me to grade. That's the end of this video. Thank you.